What is up, my dazzle? As you can see, today we'll be unboxing Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Okay. Before I get into that, as always, I like to mention that you are my dazzle, my group of zebras. So as I say, my dazzle, that's what that means, group of zebras. The next thing I would like to mention is I've been promoting small businesses. I did Custom Damascus by Jose, a third generation forge out of Florida. On my Final Girl video, I promoted HailZebra.com last week on Tiny Epic Vikings. This week is going to be a charity organization that I'm involved with. They have a group for streamers to promote knowledge and raise money to help veterans, called Military Veteran Gaming. They're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, especially. I'm part of the Battle Buddy program. I am personally not a veteran, but I have friends and family that are currently serving, have served, are veterans, police, fire, you name it. They work at raising money to help get veterans that want to be able to game that can't, or have special needs, or can't afford to get into it themselves. But also, they have a 24-hour chat line on Discord. There's somebody there that is a veteran that will talk with you if you're going through anything. I'm a big advocate of getting veteran suicide down to zero. I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. The common saying is 22 a day. Recent Googling of that is it is down to 17 a day. So we're getting better, but one is too many. So go check them out. Donate to them if you can. Promote them. Like their pages. Just more and more following is going to help more and more veterans. So with that said, we're going to get over to opening up Wayfarers of the South Tigris. It's by Carful Games and designed by Shem Phillips and S.J. McDonald. Carful Games is a small group out of New Zealand. I think 3 or 4 people. They normally do everything on Kickstarter. You can find their games. So they have a South Tigris series. Have actually just backed on Kickstarter Scholars of the South Tigris. So they normally do 3 in the series. So they have the Northern Seas, which is a Viking-based one. They have the Western Kingdoms, which is like the Anglos and Saxons, that kind of time period. This is 820 AD, obviously around the Tigris River, South Tigris. And all of their games are good. They don't do a whole lot of like stretch goals. It's what you get is what you pay for, and that's the option you have. You can get add-ons like promos from the set before if you weren't able to get that, or metal, or 3D printed tokens depending on what the game needs. I always spring for the metal tokens to have them in the box with my game. They always do premium cards, linen finish cards, as part of the Kickstarter. And you can find their games in stores. A lot of stores do the vendor donations. So let's get over into it real quick. See what we got going on with Wayfarers of the South Tigris. We're going to be doing a tutorial video. It's 1 to 4 players, hour and a half average gameplay. As you can see here, I've got the game, I've got the promo cards, and the metal tokens. So this was everything that was offered as a part of the Kickstarter. And very recent, I think, because Kickstarter does stuff with so many countries, I pay in different currencies. And being in New Zealand, their currency is, the amount is higher than the US dollar. I want to say it was right around $60 plus shipping. So not too highly priced. And I have enjoyed every single one of their games. My wife and I love playing Paladins of the West Kingdom. My buddy Zeph and I, we've played Raiders of the North Sea a few times. So very pretty. Their art is very similar in every game. It's pretty, simple, but not. And this is like, I believe this one is you're like charting the sky as you travel through. I want to set that there. I know it's kind of out of the frame, but so we get the rule book, and as you can see, this is why I like the metal tokens. Cardboard, I know for board games, it's literally a board game, so it's made of board. But the money and the resource bags here, you touch a lot, and that just wears down over time. So I always spring for the metal tokens. I don't know if Garfield Games makes plastic ones of these tokens here, but I have seen them on Etsy. So as you can see, top of the box, we have all the tokens, boards, bits and bobs you're going to need to play the game. And I think these are for each player. I'm not sure. We'll have to get into that when we do the tutorial video. But just lots of boards, tokens. They all look roughly the same in each one. And then the board, they're usually double-sided, so you can put them together for whatever you're playing. And the instructions will tell you how to put the board together for whichever version you are playing. One thing I've loved about the way that they do these is the storage in them has always been good. You always have space to put things. Now, they come out with expansions, and I have the expansion box for Architects and Paladins of the West Kingdom. It's a bigger box with a bigger insert to fit the stuff for the expansions. And another thing that they have done for West Kingdoms and North Sea is they do an expansion that ties all 3 games of that series together with different kind of rewards at the end of each game, so you can play them as a series together, which I think is really just an interesting idea. They always have good wood meeples and tokens and all that kind of stuff, just good colored wood quality. And then the dice are always standard dice, but they're good. I can't complain about anything that I've ever bought from Garfield Games. It's always a premium quality. And I should say that I do these unboxings of my own volition. I'm not sponsored by anybody. And then the only money I would potentially make would be from monetization from YouTube or Twitch or anything like that. So these are not paid reviews. These are Zebra reviews. Ooh, the cards are always sealed so well. And they always leave enough space for you to be able to sleeve your cards. But you can tell, if I can get a good shot here, very nice premium linen finish. They're always just good. These cards will last, especially in sleeves. So you have all of these cards for the gameplay, and like I said, in a different video, we'll get into the gameplay of Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Now, the other thing I purchased, which can actually end up going in the box, is South Tigris metal tokens. And can't see, but I mean, they are metal. They have some weight. I've always just, when they do something, they give it a quality touch. And that's one thing I can appreciate as a collector of board games and a connoisseur, if you will, is quality. When people are making something and they put effort into the quality of the components, that means something to me as a consumer and an investor. They got a good weight to them. They all have, I've got some for Raiders, and I've got some metal tokens for the Western Kingdom, and they all have the the kind of insignia on the coin, the stamping of the coin, to match the time period that the game is set in. So this is like 820 AD, like I said. So kind of rudimentary coin manufacturing, and that comes off into the symbolism on the card. The Viking ones had rough edges and were oblong versus perfectly round. So I think they take that into detail, and that's something I don't know, I absolutely love. And these are the promo cards from the Kickstarter. So they added several promo cards, and they'll do different things. And like I said, I have yet to play this. Obviously, you saw me open it, and so we'll be doing a tutorial video. But I mean, you got some characters. You got a protector there. You got a wanderer, and then we have another card here that's a shooting star. So I mean, for what you pay, like I said, at $50 US, roughly, and I of course paid shipping. From the time of the Kickstarter to the time I received the product was the fastest one that I have gotten so far from Kickstarter or any kind of crowdsourcing. They have a system, they have a process. Like I said, Scholars of the South Tigris has been fully funded as of March 15th. And so they're already in production, and I should see that one, I believe, by the end of this year. So you don't wait too awful long. I mean, in the grand scheme of getting and crowdfunding a game, some of the ones, I've still got some that I've crowdfunded over a year and a half ago that I haven't received yet. And it's just it is part of the process. And supply chain issues and material issues have played a cost, but Wayfarers and Garfield Games, they have a process, and they seem to not have been as affected by that. So that is Wayfarers of the South Tigris, the unboxing. In a couple of weeks, we will have, for sure, the gameplay tutorial out. And it should be interesting. This is one I've been wanting to play, so it's on my list to definitely get done for you guys. Next episode of Unboxing with Hailed Zebra, we're going to do the Deep Rock Galactic board game. So look out for that one coming in a week. I appreciate you guys, and as I say every time, if you like what you see, give us a like, give us a follow, show some love. And everything that you can do to support this channel just by subscribing or liking will help us get more games in to create more content. Everything right now that I get that is profit goes back into the Hailed Zebra Gaming to bring more content to you, to bring my love of board games to the world, and hopefully spark an interest in some of you, because the time spent with friends and family playing games is invaluable and worth so much, at least to my family and me and my friends. The time we have together playing against each other or playing as a team, the conversations we have, the fun we have, the jokes that last lifetimes. I have friends that we've played board games together for 20 years or more, and the jokes, or even video games, the jokes that stick around from mistakes or doing dumb things or something funny happening, they always pop up, and it's always enjoyable, and you will never get this time back with your friends and family. And this is such an easy thing to do. So thank you for my soapbox, and love you guys. And look out next week for Deep Rock Galactic. This was Wayfarers of the South Tigris from Garfield Games. Thank you.